It was a quiet evening when Alex moved into his new apartment near the university. He had found the place through a student housing program that promised affordable rent and an interesting cultural exchange. He knew was that he would be sharing the apartment with someone from far away and someone different. The landlord only said, "She's a bit quiet and new to the ways here. Be patient." Alex didn't think much of it. He was tired after a long week of classes and work. The apartment was small but cozy. 2 bedrooms, a shared kitchen, and a tiny balcony that overlooked the city. He liked it. The only strange thing was how spotless everything was, as if no one had lived there before him. He was unpacking his books when the door clicked open. A soft sound of footsteps followed. Alex turned around and froze. A young woman stood at the door holding a small silver suitcase. Her clothes looked unusual, like they were made of thin, shining fabric that caught the light in strange ways. She had long hair the color of pale gold, and skin that seemed to glow faintly under the yellow bulb. Her eyes were what truly caught him. They had a faint bluish hue like light reflecting off water. "Hi," Alex said carefully, breaking the silence. "You must be Lyra?" She nodded slowly, her gaze calm but curious. "Yes," she said in a soft voice, each word spoken like it was carefully chosen. "You are Alex?" "Yeah, that's me," he said, smiling awkwardly. "Welcome to the apartment. Hope you don't mind the mess." She looked around, her head tilting slightly. "It's fine." There was something odd in the way she spoke, as if she was testing each sound. Alex assumed English wasn't her first language, so he tried to make her comfortable. He helped her with her suitcase, noticing how light it felt, almost empty. She didn't seem to have much with her. No decorations, no books, no personal items. That first night, things already felt a little strange. When Alex was in the kitchen, he noticed the lights flicker softly. The air seemed to hum for a second, and then everything went still again. He shrugged it off, thinking it was just an electrical problem. But a few minutes later, when he glanced toward Lyra's room, he saw a faint blue glow under her door. Maybe she was using some special kind of lamp, he thought. Still, it made him curious. Over the next few days, he tried to learn more about her. She didn't talk much. She studied late into the night, reading books in a language Alex didn't recognize. The letters curved and flowing like patterns of stars. Sometimes she would stare out the window for hours, watching the sky. One evening, Alex asked casually, "So where are you from? Like what country?" She hesitated, then said, "Far away." "You wouldn't know it," he smiled. "Try me. I know a few places." Her lips curved into a small smile, the first he had seen from her. "It's not on your maps," she said simply. Alex laughed, thinking she was joking. "Okay," mysterious answer accepted. Lyra didn't laugh with him, but her eyes seemed to study his reaction, as if she was trying to understand something deeper. Later that night, when he was almost asleep, Alex woke up to a strange sound, like faint whispers coming from the living room. He got up quietly, wondering if Lyra was on the phone. But when he stepped closer, he realized the sound wasn't from a device. It was more like music made of light. He couldn't explain it. He peeked around the corner and saw her sitting cross-legged on the floor, eyes closed, a small crystal hovering above her palms. The crystal glowed softly, spinning slowly in the air. She was whispering in that same unknown language. The air around her seemed alive, moving gently like waves. Alex froze. His first thought was that he was dreaming, but then the crystal dimmed and dropped suddenly into her hands. Lyra's eyes opened, and for a brief second they were glowing like stars. She looked up and saw him. For a long moment, neither spoke. Then the lights in the room flickered again, and everything returned to normal. The glow faded from her eyes. I'm sorry," Alex stammered. "I didn't mean to." "It's fine," she said quickly, her voice calm but her hands trembling slightly. "Please forget what you saw." He nodded, confused and a little frightened. "Okay, sure." He went back to his room, heart pounding. He lay awake for hours, staring at the ceiling. The next morning, Lyra acted like nothing had happened. She made tea and offered him a cup. "You slept well?" she asked softly. "Yeah," Alex said slowly. "I think so." He wanted to ask her about the crystal, about the light, but something in her eyes told him not to. That day, he couldn't focus at all. His mind replayed the sight of that floating crystal again and again. Was she part of some advanced scientific project? Maybe she was from a hidden research program? The thought made him even more curious. That night, the power went out in the entire block. When Alex stepped to the window, he saw darkness stretch across the neighborhood, except for their apartment. It still glowed faintly blue like moonlight trapped inside. Lyra was standing on the balcony, her face turned to the sky. He walked toward her carefully. "How do we still have light?" he asked. She didn't answer. Her eyes were full of sadness. "Because I forgot to hide it," she whispered. Alex frowned. "Hide what?" Lyra looked at him for a long moment. Then she said softly, "Myself." A chill ran down his spine before he could say anything more. She turned and walked back inside, leaving him standing alone under the pale light. For the first time, Alex began to believe that something impossible was living under the same roof as him. And deep inside, he sensed that whatever secret Lyra carried, it wasn't small and it wasn't safe. The next morning, Alex woke up earlier than usual. He rubbed his eyes and stretched, still feeling the strange chill from the night before. The apartment was quiet. Even the faint hum of the city seemed softer than usual. For a moment, he thought it was just the early hour. Then he saw her. Lyra was standing near the edge of his bed. She wasn't fully visible. The faint light around her made her seem almost unreal. Alex froze. He blinked, thinking maybe he was still half asleep. But she was real. Her eyes met his, wide and bright. There was something in her gaze that made his stomach twist with both fear and curiosity. "You weren't supposed to see this," she whispered, her voice trembling. "What? What is this?" Alex asked, his voice low. "Lyra, what's happening?" Her hands were hovering slightly above the floor, and a soft bluish glow surrounded her body. The air smelled faintly sweet like fresh rain on dry soil. Alex didn't understand. His mind raced, but he didn't move. He could feel that any sudden action might scare her or make something go wrong. I can't explain everything right now," she said quickly. "If anyone sees you, if anyone knows, it will be dangerous for you too." Alex sat up slowly, trying to take in what she was saying. "Dangerous? Who? What are you talking about?" Lyra looked away for a moment, her gaze distant. "I am not from here." "Not from this world," Alex blinked. He thought he had heard her wrong. "Not from here?" he repeated. "You mean another country?" She shook her head. "Not Earth?" Alex's heart skipped a beat. "Another planet?" His mind raced, imagining what she could mean. Aliens, spaceships, secret worlds, it all felt impossible. And yet, standing there, watching her, he could feel that she was telling the truth. There was an honesty in her eyes that no lie could hold. "Okay," he said finally. "Let's say I believe you. Then what now? What happens next?" Lyra's lips pressed together. Her hand shook slightly. "I need help. I can't do this alone anymore. I have been hiding for a long time, but now I fear they are close. If they find me, they will take me away, and it will be dangerous for anyone around me." Alex felt a surge of protectiveness. Even though everything sounded unbelievable, he could see the fear in her eyes. It was real. He wanted to help her, even if he didn't fully understand. "Okay," he said firmly. "I'll help you. No matter what." Her eyes softened for a brief moment, and she nodded. "Thank you," she whispered. The morning passed slowly. Alex made breakfast while Lyra watched silently. She didn't eat much, only sipping a cup of tea. Her movements were graceful, almost otherworldly, and Alex couldn't stop staring. Every now and then she would pause and look at him as if studying him, trying to understand him as much as he was trying to understand her. Finally, she spoke. "I need to show you something," she said. She held a small crystal in her hands, similar to the one Alex had seen floating the night before. The crystal glowed faintly in the morning sunlight streaming through the window. Alex leaned closer. "What is it?" Lyra opened her palms, letting the crystal float slightly above them. Then a soft image appeared, moving, glowing, and beautiful. Alex gasped. He saw twin suns hanging in a sky of colors he had never seen, cities that floated above the ground and forests that glowed like they had been painted with light itself. "This is your home?" he asked in awe. "Yes," she whispered. "Virelia. I am royalty. A princess." Alex swallowed hard. His mind spun. "A princess? An alien princess?" She nodded. "Yes, I was sent here to hide. My kingdom was attacked. My enemies, they want to destroy my bloodline. I am the last hope." Alex didn't know what to say. His world, which had felt ordinary and simple until a few days ago, was now completely turned upside down. And yet he could see the weight of her words in her eyes, the truth of it. She wasn't joking. Why Earth? He asked finally. Why come here? Because they wouldn't find me here. At first, she explained. But time passes and secrets are always dangerous. I felt them closing in. The rest of the morning was quiet. Alex tried to process everything he had learned. Lyra moved around the apartment, arranging her few belongings carefully. She didn't speak much, but every movement was careful, precise. It was like she was used to hiding, to moving silently, and to watching for danger everywhere. Alex finally asked, What can I do? How can I help you? Lyra hesitated, looking at him with a mixture of relief and worry. You can stay calm. You can listen. You can trust me. That is all for now. Later there may be more you will have to do. But for now your presence is enough. Alex nodded. I will stay. I won't leave you alone. For a moment there was silence. Outside the city moved normally. People walked on the streets, cars honked, birds sang. Inside the apartment felt like a fragile bubble of something extraordinary, a place where two very different worlds had collided. Then Lyra spoke softly. Alex, there are things you will see, things you will not understand. Please, do not be afraid. Fear is what they want. Fear is what can hurt us the most. Alex felt a shiver run down his spine. He wanted to ask her so many questions, born about her planet, about her people, about what she could do. But he knew she would reveal things in her own time. For now he had to trust her. The rest of the day passed quietly. Alex tried to study, to focus on his normal life, but his thoughts kept returning to Lyra. She moved around with grace and mystery, sometimes pausing to look out the window or to whisper to herself. He wondered if she could read his thoughts. As evening approached, the glow around her seemed stronger. Alex noticed it growing faintly whenever she was alone. Something in him told him that she wasn't just special. She was extraordinary in ways he couldn't yet comprehend. And he knew that his life had already changed forever. By the time night fell, Alex felt both excitement and fear. He didn't know what the future held, but one thing was certain. His quiet life was over. Something extraordinary had entered his world and he couldn't turn back. The next evening, Alex sat on the small sofa in the living room, flipping through a textbook, though he wasn't really reading. His mind kept wandering back to Lyra, who was sitting quietly on the floor across from him. She held the small glowing crystal in her hands, spinning it slowly as if it were a fragile treasure. Alex swallowed his nervousness. He had waited for this moment, the moment when he would finally understand who she really was. Lyra, he said carefully, I need to know the truth. You can't hide it anymore. I saw the crystal last night. I know something is different about you. Lyra's glowing eyes met his. For a moment she didn't speak. Then, very softly, she said, You're right. I cannot hide it anymore, but I need you to promise something first. Anything, Alex said. His voice was firm. You must promise to stay calm no matter what you see, and never tell anyone. Not your friends, not your family. Only you can know this. If anyone else finds out, it could be dangerous for both of us. Alex nodded without hesitation. I promise. Lyra's lips curved into a small smile. She seemed relieved. Then I will show you everything. My home, who I am, what I truly am. She held out the crystal. The moment Alex touched it, the room seemed to dissolve around him. Light swirled and expanded until he felt like he was floating. When it stopped, he was no longer in his apartment. He was standing on a vast plain under two suns. The sky shimmered in shades of pink and gold, and floating cities hovered in the distance, connected by glowing bridges of light. Alex gasped. This is real. Lyra nodded. Her hands hovered in the air, guiding the crystal as it projected the scene. This is Virelia, my world. I am a princess of this place. I was sent to Earth to hide when my kingdom was attacked. My enemies, they want to capture me. They want to end my bloodline. Alex's mind was spinning. Enemies, why? What did they want? They are power-hungry. They want the throne for themselves, she explained. I am the last of the royal family. If they succeed, my world loses its future. Alex felt a mix of fear and awe. He looked around at the floating forests and the glowing rivers. It was breathtaking, like a painting come to life. He had never seen anything like it. It's beautiful, he whispered. Lyra's gaze softened. Yes, but it is also fragile. My people are scattered. Many are in hiding. I was sent to Earth to survive, to wait until it is safe to return. Alex struggled to take it all in. And the crystal. Is this how you show people? It is how I can communicate without being seen, she said. It can project visions, show truths, and sometimes protect me. But it is not infinite. I must be careful how I use it. Alex nodded slowly. He realized how dangerous it must be for her, living in a world so different from her own, constantly hiding. He felt a surge of responsibility. I won't let anyone hurt you, he said. Lyra's eyes glimmered. I believe you. But you must understand this is not a game. It is serious. Earth is safe for now, but if they find me here... She trailed off, shaking her head. Alex felt a chill. Who exactly are they? Lyra's hands trembled slightly. They are hunters from my world. They can find me anywhere if I am not careful. They do not care about life, only power. That is why I cannot stay exposed. Alex glanced at her. Despite her small frame and quiet voice, he could see the strength in her. She carried the weight of an entire world on her shoulders. He admired her courage, even if it frightened him. Why did you tell me? He asked softly. Why trust me? Lyra looked at him with a seriousness that made his heart skip. Because I felt your honesty, your kindness. You are human, but not like the others. You see me, not just the surface. That is rare. Alex felt a warmth inside, a strange mix of pride and responsibility. I will help you, Lyra. I don't care what it takes. She nodded. For a moment, the glow around her seemed to brighten, as if she felt relief from finally being honest. Thank you, Alex. You do not yet understand how important your presence is. But soon you will. They spent hours that evening talking quietly. Lyra showed him small images of her homeworld. Forests that glowed under twin moons. Cities built on clouds. Rivers of light. And people who looked like her, with shining skin and glowing eyes. Alex listened in awe. He asked questions about everything. Her family, her kingdom. Her life before coming to Earth. She answered patiently, carefully, as if every word had to be measured. By the time night fell, Alex felt both overwhelmed and inspired. He had never imagined that someone from another world could exist, let alone live in his apartment next door to him. And yet she was here, real, vulnerable, trusting him. Alex, Lyra said softly, breaking the silence. I need to show you something else. Something important. He looked at her, curious and cautious. What is it? She held out the crystal, and once again the room dissolved. This time Alex felt a stronger energy surrounding him. He found himself in a dark space surrounded by floating lights that pulsed like stars. Lyra stood in the middle, her hands raised, and energy flowed from her fingertips. Alex realized she was controlling the lights, shaping them, bending them. I can protect myself, she whispered. And sometimes I can protect others too. But it takes strength and focus. I cannot always hide. That is why I need allies. Like you. Alex watched, amazed. Her powers were incredible, delicate yet powerful. He realized she was not just someone to protect. She had strength, courage, and a mind capable of incredible things. When the vision ended, they were back in the apartment. Alex's heart was pounding, his hands trembling slightly. That was incredible, he said. I've never seen anything like it. Lyra nodded. I am not like anyone you know. And now you understand the truth. You see me for who I am. That is why I trusted you. Alex felt a deep connection to her. Not just curiosity, but respect, responsibility, and a strange sense of destiny. He knew that from this moment forward, his life was no longer ordinary. He was part of something larger, something extraordinary. And he realized, with a mixture of excitement and fear, that whatever came next, he and Lyra would face it together. The days after Lyra revealed her secret were tense. Alex tried to continue his normal life, going to classes and meeting friends, but he could not stop thinking about her. She stayed mostly in her room, often staring out the window, her hands resting gently on the glowing crystal. Every now and then, Alex would catch her whispering softly as if talking to someone he could not see. One evening, just as the sun dipped behind the distant city buildings, Alex noticed something strange. The air in the apartment felt heavy, and the soft hum of the city outside was interrupted by a faint vibration, almost like a heartbeat in the walls. He glanced at Lyra. Her eyes, normally calm, were wide with alarm. They're close, she whispered. Her voice was tense, almost shaking. What, who? Alex asked, standing quickly. The hunters, she said. her hand trembling slightly as it hovered over the crystal. From my world, they can sense me when I am exposed. They are coming. I think they already know where I am. Alex's heart pounded. Hunters, how? How do they know? Lyra shook her head. I don't know exactly, but they can find me anywhere if I make a mistake. We have to move now. Alex swallowed hard. Move? Where? Somewhere safe. For now it must be temporary, Lyra replied. I can guide us, but I need your help. Without another word, she led him to the small balcony. Alex followed, unsure what to expect. Lyra held the crystal tightly, and the faint blue glow enveloped them both. The lights of the city outside shimmered, and for a moment, Alex felt as if they were floating above the buildings. They are watching, Lyra said softly, her eyes scanning the streets below. You must stay calm. Don't scream, don't panic. Follow me exactly. Alex nodded, though his pulse raced. He had no idea how she planned to escape. Suddenly, a shadow passed across the balcony. It was fast, moving unnaturally, almost like it was gliding rather than walking. Alex froze. Lyra's eyes turned bright silver for a moment. A warning, he realized. They are here, she whispered. We have seconds. In a blink, she touched the crystal to the railing. Light expanded, surrounding them in a soft dome. Alex felt the air bend around him, warm and protective. The shadow stopped at the edge of the balcony, sensing them but could not pierce the light. Go now, Lyra commanded. Alex followed her as the glow enveloped them completely. The apartment building blurred, and in an instant they were no longer there. He felt weightless, almost flying, but he could see the streets below, now empty. The hunters had not followed. Not yet. They landed softly in an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city. Alex tried to catch his breath, his legs shaking from the sudden movement. Lyra held the crystal steady, her eyes scanning the space. We are safe for now, she said, though her tone was tight with tension. But they will not give up. They will search every corner until they find me. We have to hide completely, and I must regain strength before we move again. Alex nodded. I'll do whatever you need, he said. I won't let them hurt you. Lyra's eyes softened slightly. You have a brave heart. I can feel it. That is why I trust you. They spent the next few hours preparing. Lyra showed Alex how to stay hidden using small projections of light. The crystal could cloak their presence, making them almost invisible. Alex practiced moving without making a sound, learning to stay close to Lyra and trust her guidance. Just as they were settling, a faint hum filled the air. Alex froze. Lyra's eyes widened. They are here again, she whispered urgently, closer than before. We must be very careful. From the shadows of the warehouse, shapes began to form, tall, dark, moving in silence. Alex's heart raced. These were not ordinary people. Their forms shimmered slightly, almost like liquid shadows, and their eyes glowed faintly in the darkness. Stay behind me, Lyra instructed. Alex followed her as she moved gracefully, weaving through the beams of moonlight that entered the broken windows. The shadows advanced, scanning every corner. The hunters had learned quickly. They were skilled and relentless. Lyra touched the crystal again. A dome of light expanded around them, invisible to the hunters but strong enough to block any detection. Alex felt the warmth and protection of the energy, and for the first time he felt a little calm. They cannot see us now, Lyra whispered. But we cannot stay here long. We must move before they sense the disruption. Alex nodded, gripping her hand. Lead the way. They moved silently through the warehouse and into a hidden tunnel beneath it, a secret path Lyra had prepared. The tunnel was narrow, damp, and smelled of earth and old wood. Alex stumbled a few times, but Lyra's steady hand guided him. After what felt like hours but was only minutes, they emerged in a quiet park far from the city lights. Lyra's glow had faded, but the crystal remained in her hand, pulsing softly. We are safe for now, she said, but I can feel them still searching. They will not stop. Alex looked around, taking in the quiet night. The city seemed peaceful, unaware of the danger lurking nearby. We can't just run forever, he said. We have to find a way to stop them or protect you completely. Lyra nodded, her eyes thoughtful. One day we will. But for now, survival is all that matters. You must remember, Amy, they are strong, but they cannot break our trust in each other. That is our greatest strength. Alex felt a surge of determination. Whatever it took, he would protect her. He had already seen her power, her bravery, and now her vulnerability. She was extraordinary, and he would not let anything harm her. The rest of the night passed quietly. They stayed hidden under the trees, away from the city and any potential watchers. Lyra rested while Alex kept watch, alert for any sign of movement. He realized that life had become more intense, more dangerous, but also more meaningful. He was no longer an ordinary student. He was part of something larger, a world of mystery, bravery, and trust. As the first light of dawn touched the horizon, Alex felt a strange calm. They had survived the night. They had escaped the hunters. And though the future was uncertain, he knew one thing clearly. He would face whatever came next, side by side with Lyra. The sun rose slowly, painting the city in shades of gold and orange. Alex and Lyra were still in the quiet park, hidden beneath the tall trees. The night had been tense, but they had survived. Alex felt exhausted, yet he couldn't stop thinking about what lay ahead. Lyra sat beside him, the small crystal resting in her lap. Its glow was faint, like the heartbeat of her own energy. She looked at Alex, her eyes calm but serious. "We cannot stay here much longer. They are still searching. Soon, we will have to move again." Alex nodded. "I understand, but Lyra, we can't keep running forever. There must be a way to end this, to keep you safe, for good." Lyra's eyes softened. "One day, there will be a way. But first, we must survive the present. There is someone coming, someone who can help us. My people." Alex felt a surge of hope. "Your people? They're coming now?" Lyra nodded. "They can sense me, even across this distance. I have sent the signal. They will arrive soon, but the hunters are aware too. We must be ready." The air grew warmer, and the park seemed to shimmer faintly in the morning light. Alex noticed the trees moving as if a gentle wind passed through them, though the air was still. Then, high above the city, a beam of light appeared, even soft at first, then stronger, almost like a guiding finger pointing to the ground. "They are here," Lyra whispered, rising to her feet. Her hands held the crystal tightly, its glow pulsing with power. Suddenly, a shadow moved across the park. Alex froze. Lyra's eyes turned silver, her energy flaring around her. The hunters had found them, a group of dark figures gliding silently toward their position. Their shapes shimmered, and their eyes glowed faintly just like before. Alex grabbed Lyra's hand instinctively. "What do we do?" he asked. "Trust me," Lyra said firmly. "Stay close. Don't look away." She held the crystal high, and a dome of light expanded around them. The hunters slowed, sensing the energy, unable to penetrate it. Alex felt the warmth and protection radiating from Lyra. He realized that her power, combined with her courage, was their strongest defense. The shadows tried to move closer, but the light resisted them. Lyra's energy flared higher, and she whispered a strange chant under her breath. The air shimmered, bending around them, and for a moment the hunters seemed trapped, unable to advance. Then from the sky, a ship descended, luminous, graceful, and immense. Alex could hardly believe his eyes. It hovered silently, and a soft glow spread across the park. A beam of light extended from the ship, touching the crystal in Lyra's hand. She lifted it higher, and the light enveloped both her and Alex. The hunters hissed and recoiled. The beam of light from the ship grew stronger, forming a shield around them. The hunters tried to move, but they could not reach the pair. Slowly, one by one, they disappeared, retreating into the shadows. Alex's heart pounded with relief and awe. "It's over?" he asked, still gripping Lyra's hand. Lyra looked at him, her eyes softening. "For now, my people have arrived to protect me. The hunters cannot reach me while they are here." The ship hovered closer, and a ramp extended. A group of beings similar to Lyra stepped out. Their skin glowed faintly, their eyes shimmering, and they carried an air of authority and calm. Lyra ran to them, and they embraced her quickly but warmly. Alex watched, amazed. "They've come for you," he said. "Yes," Lyra whispered. "My protectors. They will ensure my safety now. You helped me survive until they arrived. I cannot thank you enough." One of the leaders, taller and radiant, turned to Alex. "And you," they said, their voice calm but powerful. "You have shown courage and loyalty. Few humans would have stayed by her side. You are trusted." Alex felt a mix of pride and disbelief. "Me? Trusted?" "Yes," the leader replied. "You helped her when she needed you most. That is rare, even among those from her world. You will always be remembered in our history." Lyra smiled at him, her hand brushing his. "You changed me, Alex. You reminded me that there is goodness in this world, that trust and courage can exist even outside Virelia. I will never forget this." Alex's chest tightened. I just did what felt right. I couldn't leave you alone." She pressed the crystal against his palm. It glowed warmly, leaving a small, faint mark on his wrist. "This mark will keep you connected to me. If ever you need guidance or help, it will guide you to me." Alex looked at the mark amazed. He felt a warmth spreading through him, a symbol of trust and connection. "I'll never forget you," he said softly. Lyra's eyes shimmered. "Nor will I, but now I must go with my people. My world is healing and I am needed there. You helped me survive on Earth. You saved me." Alex swallowed hard, a lump in his throat. "I'll miss you." She nodded. "And I will miss you. But remember, Alex, you are part of my story now. You always will be." With that, Lyra stepped onto the ramp of the ship. The crystal in her hand pulsed one last time, and the faint glow of the mark on Alex's wrist strengthened. The ship lifted into the sky gracefully, disappearing beyond the clouds, leaving only the golden sunlight behind. Alex stood in the park, staring at the empty sky. He felt a strange mixture of emptiness and wonder. Life had changed forever. He had met someone extraordinary, someone from a world he could never have imagined, and he had survived the impossible alongside her. Though the adventure had ended, he knew his life would never be the same. The memory of Lyra, her courage, her kindness, and her trust would stay with him forever. And deep down, he knew that if she ever needed him again, he would follow the light, wherever it led. The city around him began to wake, unaware of the events that had unfolded in the quiet park. Alex took a deep breath, feeling stronger and braver than before. He had faced the unknown, and he had not faltered. For the first time in weeks, he smiled. The world was ordinary again, yet somehow extraordinary, and he knew without doubt that he had been part of something truly unforgettable, a story that would stay with him for the rest of his life.